Hi, I'm Jacqueline. I'm the Director of Product here at Grace Company, and I have the privilege of working with a lot of beta testers and focus group members on a weekly basis, and I get to hear the stories of many of our quilters, hear why they started quilting, what it is they love about it, and what keeps driving them in their quilting journeys. One day I had the opportunity to meet Holly. She's come to a few of our groups, and just hearing her story and hearing about how she got into quilting and what made her start.
My quilting story began in 2012. I'd been diagnosed with cancer, and I was going to go through treatments up at the cancer center. And up there, they had all these beautiful quilts all over the walls. And there was one particular one that I just fell in love with. It was called The Lion by Violet Crafts. And I would stare at it for hours, trying to figure out how did they get all those little shapes and colors and different sizes together like a puzzle to create this big, beautiful quilt. And after a while, I realized it was actually a bunch of blocks that are built next to each other, and it builds it bigger and bigger outward. And then you put a border on it, and it becomes a beautiful quilt. So I decided that when I came out the other side of my cancer, I was going to learn how to quilt. So after I was back on my feet, I had some more energy. I decided I wanted to learn how to quilt. So my sister-in-law, Janie, came over and gave me some lessons, and I made my first quilt. I pieced the top on my regular sewing machine and then sent it off to a longarmer, and the finished results were beautiful, and I was hooked. So as other quilters will tell you, then I became obsessed. So after I did a few quilts, I realized that I wanted to learn how to do the actual quilting process, and it was kind of expensive sending it to a longarmer all the time. So I decided to check into purchasing my own longarm. And I went to our local store here in Portland, which is Montevilla Sewing Center, and they had some machines set up that I could test. And one of them was the Unique 14 Plus by the Grace Company, and I fell in love with that machine. Real smooth and worked just beautifully, and I knew that that was what I wanted to have. After working with my long arm for a while and getting more used to it, I fell more in love with it and tried all the different techniques, free motion, ruler work, pantographs. I learned a lot by watching videos and following the Grace Company and their festivals and their tutorials, and really ended up liking the pantographs the most. That was what worked best for me. So after a while, my sisters and I decided, why don't we open our own little business and create pantographs that we could offer to the rest of the quilting community? So we did, and we come up with our designs, and then we convert them, and they are available in digital and in print, where you print them and tape them together, and you can use them on the back of your machine. So we're just having a wonderful time with learning more techniques and enjoying our long arming world. So fast forward 10 years, and my cancer is back again, and I'm going through treatments, and I'm finding that standing at my frame with the long arm, it's 12 foot long, and without automation, it's creating some challenges for me with my health and the condition I'm in.
Holly had such a compelling story I needed to share. I shared it with our marketing director and his team on the Grace Gives segment, and they decided to give Holly a call.
Hey, Holly.
There we go. That helped.
Hi, nice to see you there. My name is Justice Daniels. I'm over here with the Grace Company as the Director of Marketing. How are you doing?
Good.
That's
nice
awesome.
to meet you as well.
Yeah, well, we've heard a ton about you, and you have just an amazing story, and it's a story that we know our community would love. And so we really want to give you something extra for all you do for us. So we're giving you a full-on anarchy system that comes with our Little Rebel, our Cutie Breeze, and the QCT6. Free of charge. It'll be free of charge, but you were just such an amazing person. Absolutely amazing for the community and what you do. And we're just thankful we get to give this opportunity to you. And we're really excited to see what you can do with it.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what to say. The day it arrived, it was so exciting, and my family, my sons and grandchildren were here and helped me get all the boxes into my studio. And then we just gradually started opening everything, and it's just so exciting. I don't have the words to express my gratitude and how happy, filled with joy I am right now by learning every single part and aspect as I go. And so it just makes it that much more mine. It's opening a door for a whole new experience.
You have to take the screw completely out. Take this foot off, and I'm going to put the glide foot on.
I really was pretty much not quilting anymore because I just couldn't utilize my rolling frame anymore in the big machine. I don't know about all cancer people, but the ones I talk to agree that having a purpose, having something to do and goals each day is huge psychologically in your road to recovery. And staring at those quilts on the walls for hours and hours, it was a distraction, and it gave me something to really think about and then all of a sudden strive for. I want to do that. I knew that I wanted to do that, and I wanted to give back. I wanted one of my quilts to hang up there, and that was, pretty presumptuous of me, but it just gave me something to look forward to and strive for.
I've completed the setup of my Cutie Breeze frame from the Grace Company and put my new Little Rebel machine on the base here. That's the one I'll be using with this system.
I didn't mention this, but a year after the treatment started, unfortunately I lost my husband of 33 years. He had a heart attack, and I'm still going through treatments when this happened, and so, everything is life-changing again. And so the quilting truly saved me. It was a distraction, a wonderful path to follow, gave me something to do to work through my grief, and setting some goals. This time, with the return of my cancer, when I walked into the infusion center where you get your treatments, I so looked forward to seeing the lion again. Like, I'm back, and I need you to watch over me again. And the lion was gone. And while they're doing all the hooking up and everything, I'm like, where is the lion? It was very distressing to me. And where are the other quilts? Well, they had done a big remodel, and so all the quilts had been removed and shifted to another part of the hospital. And I was so disappointed. People need those, So at that point, I thought, okay, I'm going to make a new one, and I'm going to make one to hang up here. So I asked the administration if I made one, would they hang it? And they said, oh, absolutely. Each block is a different color fabric to represent a different cancer ribbon. And I gifted it to them, and it's hanging over at the center right now. So I was saying that, especially with my projects, like right now, I've got my little rebel sitting there waiting for me over here, and I have some fabric and a quilt top over here waiting for me. So I know that everything's ready to go when I'm ready to go. And I think about it, and I think that it honestly is a very huge incentive for me, because I see that machine every day, and it's taunting me, come and play, and so it helps me. It really does help me. All right, let's put one foot in front of the other and try and do a few more steps today. It truly is doing magic for me. And when I went through it the first time and I was learning to do the quilting, I had saved a lot of my husband's clothing and put it in a bucket, because I knew someday I was going to use those for a quilt. And it took 7 years, but all of a sudden I knew I was ready. I learned to quilt. I was feeling, confident. I pulled that bucket out and I cut all my strips up, and I made 2 quilts, one for each of my sons, and they were gifted to them this past Christmas. So this is a lifelong journey. This is 10 years later, and I'm still benefited from all of the community that supports me. I have questions. I go to the Facebook groups for Grace Company, and they all are so inspiring and supportive. So.
It's just pretty fast for me, but I want to show how quick it will go. Here we go. Oops. Look at this machine. Oh my goodness, I've never seen anything so beautiful. Look at all of this throat space in here, and it's such a solid machine. So beautiful. I cannot express how impressed I was with the caution and the care of the packaging of every single part to the system. And as I was putting it together, I just couldn't help but thinking of all of the hours and expertise that went into creating these products, and the instructions especially.
I noticed that the Little Rebel Facebook group and the Cutie Facebook group, it's growing more and more. And all you have to do is post a help question, and boy, there are so many people on that to help you. It's my first go-to. I'm trying. I'm doing my best, and I know every time it's overwhelming, or I'm down at this level, you just got to remember it's harder for others. There's a lot of people in that infusion center that aren't going to come out on the other side the way I am, and they're keeping me here, and I'm so grateful.
I wanted to take a moment to thank the Grace Company for these wonderful gifts. I love my new machine, the Little Rebel, and the Cutie Breeze frame, and I'm excited about learning to use the automation, the QCT6. With these gifts, I'll still be able to do what I love and continue to be a part of the quilting community. Thank you so much for your support and encouragement as I transition to this new system, and words cannot express my gratitude to the Grace Company. Thank you so much.
Thank you for making her happy.
Oh. Yeah, that was the sun.